Now, up next, we have a presentation from Miss Aniysa Faaiyza. Now, Aniysa is a human sex trafficking survivor. She's an author, a business owner, and she's an Army veteran. Please welcome Miss Aniysa to the stage.
Hi,
Hey,
thank you,
how are
Taylor.
you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so awesome. Listen, I'm so happy to have you here. I know the people are ready to hear from you, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. So, my name is Aniysa Faaiyza. I want to thank everybody who's watching today because if you're watching, you are a part of the solution, and that is very important and is very commendable. So, my name is Aniysa Faaiyza. I am a mother, a veteran, an author, and a serial entrepreneur. As Tula said, I am a sex trafficking survivor. One of the companies I have is the Feminine Fist, which is a company dedicated to providing women and the men who support them with the resources to protect, respect, develop, and nurture the divinity in women. On the site, thefemininefist.com, you can get a free guide on how to stop sex trafficking. So, as a survivor, I feel the obligation to raise awareness of what sex trafficking actually looks like, as opposed to letting people rely on the propaganda that the media often uses to get views and clicks. So, if we know what it really looks like, then we can really protect ourselves. So, what exactly is sex trafficking? Sex trafficking is human trafficking with the element of sexual exploitation through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. Everybody wants to know what's the signs that somebody has ill intention to me. So the first sign is they are very interested in getting to know your family and living situation. And this is an initial thing. This is not something they usually wait to ask you. This person is going to be very interested. And what you need to do if a person is extremely interested in your living circumstance is you need to just say it's good and change the subject. The next thing they're going to ask is if you need anything. They want to know if you are in a financial bind and you need financial help. You never let on that you do need financial help. Even if you do, everything is good. Change the subject. And then they also want you to commit to them very early. They are going to put a lot of pressure on you to say you are going to do things for them. They're going to put a lot of pressure on you to say you care, you love them, you have loyalty to them, right? And if anybody keeps going back to these three things, they are likely looking to exploit you. If it's it's not going to be like they talk about it and leave the subject alone and not come back to it again. A trafficker will constantly come back to these things because those are the things that they need present to effectively traffic you. What do you do? What's the signs that somebody you know is being trafficked? The first sign is a big age difference, right? So usually traffickers are older and their victims are younger. The next sign is the trafficker may be said to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They will never come around the family. If they do come around the family, it will be very brief. They won't really want to be seen by anybody. The person that's being trafficked may dress a little more provocative. When you see them, they may have bruises, and the biggest clue is those bruises may be in different stages of healing. So you may see a new wound and another wound that's almost healed. That is a huge indicator that they are getting beaten on a regular basis and they may be being trafficked. Another huge indicator is they do not make decisions on their own. Every time you ask them to do something and every time you ask them to go somewhere and every time you try to make a plan, they always have to check with their quote unquote boyfriend. So if these signs are present, what do you do? So the first thing you need to understand is this person may not be open to telling you what is really going on. So the first thing you want to do is be a friend. You want to let them know that you miss them. You want to let them know that you love them. Now, you're going to follow that up and then it's going to become obvious that you know something is wrong. However, a lot of times, not all the times, people still want help, right? So the next step is you're going to create an emergency plan with this person. Your emergency plan will be something like, if something is wrong and you need me to call 911, I need you to use a phrase because you don't want the person letting onto their trafficker that they're getting help. So it might be, is Aunt Tanya okay? When Aunt Tanya does not exist, right? So if you're asking if Aunt Tanya is okay, and she says no, or if you're asking, did you speak to Aunt Tanya? And she said, yes, you need to decide what the emergency phrase is and what the emergency response is, so that that person knows you are there, you are present. And if they need you to get help, you can, and you are willing to do that for them. So now this is not always possible, right? Because a lot of trafficking victims have Stockholm syndrome. And if you don't know what Stockholm syndrome is, it is kind of a trick that our brain plays on us. So our brains do strange things to cope with trauma. When a person feels like their life has been spared by someone who has the power to take it, their sentiment of gratitude overrides the hate they have for the person who put them in the initial situation. So they begin to align their values with their abuser's motives, right? And when this happens, they go against family, they may go against police authority, they may go against anybody who threatens the captive-captor relationship. So in this circumstance, you have to be patient. A little bit about myself is not until I decided to spread awareness about sex trafficking and do research did I realize that I was a textbook target. I did not have a support system. When I was 12, I began living in different households every year.